Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I'm sure you must have come across these videos that has been on YouTube for a while now, talking about the African Folktales channel. Well, I want to today show you how you can create videos like this and be able to get yourself monetized in the least shortest possible time. Now, if you take a very good look at this, you see that this is a very selling niche and the videos are monetizable, like they are 100% monetizable. And I'll be using one of these to show you what each of these channels make just from amassing views like this. If you take a good look at this, you are going to see that they have been able to like make up to 25,000 views in 8 days, like in a week. This is what this particular channel has been able to make. This particular one has been able to get 5.2 million views in 6 months. Now let's assume I come over to my filter and I say view count. Now what I'm going to do is just to take the highest ranking video on this African Folktales channel, and you are going to see how much they make just by creating these videos, and it is not hard to do. So I will get their channel link so that I will be able to show you what they are making. So if I copy the link and I'll come over to Social Blade, I'm going to paste it here. Once you put it here, put your link here, and then you hit this, you will now be given this. Now guys, just pay close attention right here. This is the interesting part that I want you to look out. Now you can see that this video is ranking very, in fact I think that is the highest ranking video as far as African Folktales is concerned. And if you take a closer look at this YouTube channel, you will discover that this channel just has about 21 uploads, and it was created in 2023, just November, less than 1 year. You can imagine this is a less than 1 year channel, and yet this is how much they are already making just by creating this story. Isn't this amazing? And isn't this something that you want to try, knowing fully well that you can just be at the comfort of your home, sipping your favorite tea, and then creating videos that are not going to cost you even a kobo. I will be showing you how you'll be able to come up with interesting stories, and not just coming up with interesting stories. I will be showing you how you're going to prompt the right image that you're going to use to generate consistent images for your videos. Then I will also show you how you'll be able to get your voiceover. If you think you don't have a good voice to do your voicing, then you don't have to worry, because in this video I'll be showing you how you'll be able to generate like that beautiful voice that you're going to use as your voiceover, and everything is totally free, like from A to Z is free. Then I'll also show you how you are going to do your editing in order for you to add your sound, though I'll be doing all these things just taking you by the hand. So make sure that you follow this video all through to the end. If you miss any part of it, you are going to possibly not arrive at the same result. And again, I will also point you to this direction that I will leave some prompts in the description of this video, so you can go ahead, check it, then you can take it and then always make use of them as you go on. You don't need to like bother yourself. Just go there, copy it. You can paste it somewhere like on a notes in your system. Whenever you need them, you just go there and copy, and just like that you have your videos. So I'll go here where I already have it, and I'm going to pick this first one, and I'll be giving you some little explanation. So listen carefully as I take you through the process. So to be able to do this, I'm going to be using ChatGPT to get my script. The reason why I prefer ChatGPT is because it is more advanced and has a very good memory update. So I'm going to put this here. That is for me to be able to get the right story that I will be using to work on this video. So it says, give me 5 interesting clickbait African folktale story titles. The story should be really interesting to keep the audience engaged till the end. Now, by me using the word clickbait, I need something that will be very interesting. Like the moment anybody comes across it, they will be able to get engrossed in the whole story. So you don't want to create something that will not be catchy. So your story must be interesting, just the way you watch the usual Nigerian movies. Now you can see, just by me telling it to give me 5, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the first one, it says the forbidden treasure of Ojuku's cave. Now, if you ask me personally, I will tell you that the one that caught my most attention is the village that vanished overnight, a widow's quest to reveal the dark truth. So if I pick this, I will go over to the second prompt for me to be able to, develop this story. So I will go ahead and copy my prompt that I'll be using to generate the story, and I'll come back to my ChatGPT and I'll tell it, using the story in number 2. In number 2, then you paste this using the story in number 2 above. I'll now tell it, create a 5,000. Now here is 5,000. Depending on the length of what you want your story to look like, you can come here, adjust it, 10,000, 1,000, 500, whatsoever. I can just say 200 word African story that is engaging and culturally rich. With this, I'm already telling ChatGPT to give me the length of that script. That is exactly what it's going to do, because if you don't tell it, it's not going to know whether you need it short or if you need it long. Then I'm going to give it a little more details for it to have a very good idea about how I want my story to look like. It's always good like this, so that you'll be able to take charge of the story, not just you allowing AI to do the whole job. So set in a small traditional Igbo village. By me telling it Igbo village, that means it's an African home, and then it's going to know that, okay, it is this particular kind of people. If you need it for Yoruba, for Hausa, for Tiv, or any other tribe that you want, you can just go ahead, then give it. It will definitely help out compared to when you leave it alone. Then I now say the story should revolve around a young hero. You understand? Or you can just leave it. You can take this out because we already have that, as in based on what this thing is all about. The story should be rich in African culture elements, including important life lessons, and be written in simple language suitable for a CCA old, but still engaging for older audience. Now, by me adding a CCA old, by me telling it to use a CCA old, or to put into consideration a CCA old language, what it means is that I want this story to be as simple as possible, meaning that for anyone that comes across it, they should not find it hard relating to the story. A story is meant to be interesting and not to be boring and looking ambiguous. It should be understandable by all, and then the plot should have dramatic moments to captivate the reader and a satisfying conclusion. I think I am okay with it here. With this now, ChatGPT is going to do the job. You don't need to crack your head. So go ahead, hit the arrow here, and then allow ChatGPT to do its work. Remember, we already told it to give us a 200-word African folktale story. So you just watch it do the work while you relax, sipping your tea. So guys, you guys can see that this is already done. The village that vanished overnight, a widow's quest to reveal the dark truth. You can see this is just a 200-word story. This is a very interesting story just by reading the first paragraph. So to do justice to this, I will be showing you the method on which we will be using this story, and we'll be working alongside by generating our voice, generating even the right prompts that will be consistent for this story. So once we are done, all you just need to do is to copy these scripts. You can either copy it like this, or you can come here and click on copy. Now we want to get our audio that we'll be using for this story. So what you need to do is to come over to Clipchamp. That is the AI that we'll be using, and I will tell you one interesting thing on why I so much love this Clipchamp. So the reason why I so much love this is that it gives you room for you to work with so many voice, and the variety is what I really fancy. So if you come here and you click on record and create, come down to where it says text to speech. Now don't mind whatsoever you see here, we are not doing any video editing. Then it's also advised that please and please, because YouTube has a very strict policy for copyright, you understand, using people's property, it is always advised that if you can do your voicing yourself, that would be nice. And you may say, I don't have a good voice. Don't bother yourself. All you just need to do, put your voice, make the story relatable to, and people are going to fall in love. Once you have a very good story line, people are going to love it. But if you can't, just come over to Clipchamp. Clipchamp now has something that has so much love, and that is here. The moment you paste your script here, you come here, you can see that this one is in English United States. Now you have the option of choosing the English that comes for South Africa, Singapore, Philippines, because we all have our accent. And again, the best of all, English Nigeria. You can see that Nigeria is also going far. You can see English Kenya, English India, English South Africa, and co. So, and let me also advise you, please, in order for you not to have any issue of getting your content monetized, if you are using AI channels like this for your audio generation, please try as much as possible to always change them. If you use Nigeria today, try to use South Africa tomorrow. Next tomorrow, you use Tanzania. Another one, you use United Kingdom, so that you will be able to have different things. If not, if they notice that it is just one sound that you are using all through, they may end up not monetizing it, and that would be like a waste of effort. So let's preview this so that you get a glimpse of what this is all about. So I'm going to use the Nigerian English. So if you preview it, this is what is going to sound like. So whichever one that you feel so comfortable with, you just use. Then you can also come back here and say you don't want to use it, that you want to use Kenya. Just go ahead, try them out. And once that is done, you can say save. Then come here to click export. Now, because it's supposed to be a video that you're supposed to, export from this particular point, just go here and you click on 720p, which is a HD resolution. You can see it's already downloading our audio that we generated from Clipchamp. So while that is also happening, after this, we'll now be generating the right image prompts for that story that we already got, and that will be taking you to the next place that you'll be using to generate that AI image that you can use for your videos. So if at this point you still haven't subscribed to our channel, please do well to click the subscribe button, then turn on the notification bell, drop your comment, like this video, because that is the only way with which you will be supporting us to create more content like this. So as you can see here, we are already done. It's already downloaded, and this is what it looks like in my download folder. So I'm going to come here again for me to now get a right image for this particular script. I'm going to pick my other prompt that I also have here, and I'll put it this way. Just come back and I will put it. Then, using this, I'll tell it generate for me about, let's say, let's just say 10. I'll change it to 10 accurate image prompts for this images prompts for this story, and it should have consistent character looks and expression. So listen to it. It says generate for me about 10 accurate image prompts for this story. Now, which story is that? This story above, and it should have consistent character with looks and expressions to match the stories and scenes. Even if you don't want to add this one that I just added, just go ahead, click on it, and then watch ChatGPT give us the right prompts for it. So, and please also take into consideration these things before you start generating that image, because one problem we usually have when it has to do with generation of these images is that we tend to have inconsistent image pattern. So always make sure that for you to create that consistent image, that you describe the physical traits of your character. So whatsoever you like your character to look like, maybe like the age, the gender, the skin tone, the clothing, or if there is any distinct feature that you want, please make sure that you take it into consideration. Then the second one, also specify the emotions or the expressions that you want the character to display for each scene. Whether you need it to look joyful, fearful, or whatsoever, just include it. Then also make sure again to include details about maybe the kind of clothes they are putting on, maybe the accessories they are putting on, or reflect the character's cultural background. Then also describe the settings for each scene. It could be morning, maybe afternoon, or if there's anything that you just need, just make sure that you prompt it, because if you don't give it those prompts, then you are not going to get anything about it. And at the end of the day, please, you then need to, repetition is always advised. Use that the character expressions or the attribute you got of that particular character. make sure that it is consistent. The only thing you are going to be changing is possibly their action, just to reflect what the particular scene is. So for me to be able to, show you this, all you just need to do is now for you to pick this particular prompt. So I'm going to pick this, and then I will come back to this. I will go over to the next AI that I'll be using to generate my images, and that is the Microsoft Designer. The reason I so much love the Microsoft Designer is that one, the images look so realistic, and then two, it gives you the opportunity to create in different aspect ratio. Since we are creating for YouTube, you already know by default that what we'll be using is the 1920 by 1080, which is the full HD. So it gives you the opportunity for you to do that. And you can see if I come here where it says size, I'm going to click on this. By default, it's always square. So I'm going to use the wide. Then this is to describe our character. So I'm going to pick this. It says a middle-aged woman, that is Adanna, wearing a simple traditional Igbo, a traditional wrapper, sits by her small hut on the outskirts of the village. The scene captures worried expression as she looks out into the empty moonlight. So I don't think, since ChatGPT already gave me this, there will not be any need for this. So I'll just delete it, and then I'll paste this. Please and please just look carefully at what's happened here. If you take a good look at it, you see a middle-aged woman, Adanna, wearing a simple traditional wrapper, sits by her small hut, on the outskirts of the village. This is a clear description about the woman. Now you can see the action. The scene captures her worried expression as she looks out into the empty moonlight village surrounded by tall trees in silence. So if you click on this, it's going to give us 4 images. So let's just watch and see what the result is going to look like. So you can see these are the images it's been able to give us. So using this particular prompt that we've generated, we can now start creating consistent images as long as we want. You say a middle age, so she should be like around 50 years. I think this one looks more better for me. So I'm going to download it. Then I will now come back to the second one where it says Adanna, determined and brave, steps into the dark forest. I will copy this. Then here on the Microsoft Designer, I don't need to delete everything. All I just simply need to do is to come here. This is the description of her dressing, and then I'm going to now replace it from here. So meaning Adanna wearing a simple traditional wrapper, determined. So to avoid this repetition, determined and brave, steps into the dark forest at night. She carries a small lantern. Her expression focused and resolute. The forest around her is dense with tall trees, shadows, giving her airy feel. Now, this is me giving more context to what her look should now be. Just by doing this, it's going to give me an image that will match what it gave us earlier, and we are going to follow same pattern. So without wasting much time, let's see if we can just fast forward this video so that we don't waste our time. So that is it. We've been able to generate our images, and I'll go ahead now to edit. Normally, if you are a professional editor, you know how to use your editing tool like the Premiere Pro, you can go ahead and then do that. But if you don't, then you can simply use CapCut, and CapCut is also available for mobile, so you can still use your phone to edit this because it's not like a large file project. So while editing, I will listen carefully to the sound to be able to know the exact points to align my images to. And after that, I will also show you how I will be able to add my sound, like the background sound, because it's very essential that I use background sound. And as of that point, you just need to be very careful so that you do not get any copyright strike from YouTube, because they are very, very serious about that. Here on the left hand side of your screen, if you are using a mobile phone, you can download the YouTube Studio, then come over to it. Then you are going to see this very place where it says YouTube Studio. So right here on this channel dashboard, you scroll down to where it says audio library. So click on the audio library, and then you should be able to see all the tons of sounds that YouTube has made available for usage on your videos. So you can choose whichever one that is best suitable for you. And also you can also come here to filter, and if you don't want that, you can come here and just go ahead to type like what you need. Let's say like African, and see if there is anything that has a touch of African sound to it, so that we'll be able to filter from the whole, because there are loads of sounds that are here. See this one that says African fella. So let's just assume this is what we want to use. We'll just come here and then we'll click on download. So that is it. Once it is downloaded into our folder, we'll go ahead and bring it into our video that we've been editing. But you can see that the sound is already dominating the voiceover, and since we don't want that to happen, you just click on the sound, then you're going to come here on the volume, and then you reduce it according to. So you can see with this, our video is very much ready. But that is not just all. I will also encourage you, please always learn to add some kind of effects to your video. You don't want your video to be looking this still. So what do? You have to add some motion to the image so that it looks interesting for anyone. So how do you now do that? You come to this first video. Maybe you want it to start and zoom in. You just take your playhead to wherever it is, hit on the transform. That is the position that you want it to be. Then you come here, and then you are going to click on the scale. You scale it up. Scale it up to the point that you want. So let's play and see. So I'm going to fast forward it as of this point. Just do your in and out. There is no need for it to waste time on it. So I'm going to just be doing everything, adding it according to how I want it to be. And if you also see something, you will discover that I didn't pay much attention to the kind of clothes she was wearing, like giving a more detailed description. So somehow the clothes that she's putting on tend to differ little bits from the design. But for the fact that I told it a rapper, it has decided to take that into consideration. So always make sure that you take in all those features and those attributes that I explained earlier, so that you'll be able to make it more consistent than this. I'm only showing you how to just do this generally. So if you look at this now, you will see that this is what we have going ahead. So I don't think this should even take you a whole day to do, because you can do so much more, like generate so many stories and be able to start making that YouTube video. Please, if you found this video helpful, do well to click the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and follow across all our social media platforms. And don't forget to leave the likes and the comments. And if you have any issue that you want me to help out with, do well to drop it in the comment section, and I'll be there promptly to answer that and provide you the necessary help that you deserve. So till I see you again, do have a pleasant time, and see you in our next video.
The spirit, moved by her sincerity, lifted the curse, and in a flash, the village reappeared as if it had never left. The villagers, grateful to Adana, learned a valuable lesson: never forget the old traditions, for they are the heartbeat of the community.